We have $25 from Kuinu93, who says, even though I haven't been running this game much recently, I'm here cheering with other SA2 members. This community has helped me through some rough times, and I'm glad that Town is able to represent it. Good luck with the rest of the run. We have a $50 donation from Sean1E, which says, you must proceed at heightened velocity. We have a $55.40 donation from Asheter, which says, had to donate during the Sonic block. Played these games a lot as a kid. Keep the Alice train going. We have a $120 donation from Olke, which says, hey guys, me and my friends watching from the couch and love Sonic games. Seeing these games break into pieces lets my heart jump. Let's see Sonic 06 Load Edition. We have a $50 donation from Suzushiro, which says 25 for Part of Your World, 25 for Ultimate Doom. The animals can wait. Let's get these incentives filled up. And if you're wondering how those incentives are doing, looks like Little Mermaid is at 1842 out of 5,000. And Doom is at 3,176 out of 25,000. So if you want to see those, get your donations in. We have a $50 donation from Cthulhu13, which says, first time donator here. Awesome to see Sonic games being ran at GDQ. Sonic is the series that got me into gaming. What a great cause to donate for. Good luck to all the runners, and here's to everyone getting good RNG. Save the animals. And looks like we're just about ready for Sonic 06, which is being run by tripl3ag3nt, and he's running Sonic Story No MSG.
Sweet. So, guess we'll start it off. Countdown. What did he say?
I don't know what he's saying.
I don't know. Countdown.
Oh,
okay.
Oh, okay. You want to 3, 2, 1, go?
I'll go and go.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, this is Sonic the Hedgehog 2006, the undisputed best Sonic game to have ever been made. On the couch, we have Jericho, Mydax, Oro, and I'm tripl3ag3nt. What's up?
We're all very happy to be here today. This is the, as you said, arguably the best Sonic game ever made. You saw colors, you saw riders, you saw SA2B, and what a fair way to finish off the Sonic block.
To address the elephant in the room, though, yes, this game is bad casually, but as a speed run, surprisingly very consistent, no RNG, really, really cool tricks, and yeah, a lot of the problems that this game has casually disappear in a speedrun setting. Because all of the problems that this game has is more like telling you where to go and, you know, having you fall through the floor at random spots. But if you know where those random spots are in advance...
They're not so random.
Yeah, it turns out they're very consistently random spots.
That pretty much defines this game as a whole. And again, yeah, it is very consistent. Once you know it, it's pretty easy to get into.
So the first 2.5 minutes are just straight like loading screens, and then we're going to jump through rings because this game starts you right into the action.
Something to know about the movement in this game, and it's something that has bothered people, pretty much everyone who's played this game, is that you think about any other Sonic game, when you spin dash, you can typically get jump out of it. This game, you can't. If you spin dash and you try to jump, nothing happens. What we actually have to do is we press the X button to have Sonic do a spin kick, and then you can jump. You can actually cancel the spin kick into a jump. It doesn't look like anything's happening. You can actually kind of hear it. We just do it fast enough to where that animation cancels itself and it doesn't come out. So it looks like you're just able to jump, and it confuses a lot of people.
Exactly. It's another one of those, situations where this game is bad casually because, I can't jump out of spin dash, but, look, you actually can jump out of spin dash.
It's very bizarre. So that was the first mission. This guy wanted to give us some shoes. I don't. So
the holy grail of 06 would actually be to skip this mission if we make it to Wave Ocean early, because the mirror is active, and so we could possibly skip mission 1, and that would save like 2 minutes. That would be cool, but.
Yes. Yeah, so the whole format is there are a couple of different hub worlds. We're in Soleiana. Again, as Trip said casually, it's very, very difficult to navigate this. There's no real actual good landmarks. It's very bland. But if you know where to go, it's not too bad. So we're going to be going to Wave Ocean. There's a trick coming up. This is actually somewhat of a recent thing in the last year or so. And it's one of my favorites in the game. And since what we're going to be doing is tricking the physics of the loop, because all the loops in the game sort of magnetize Sonic to it, and we're going to be manipulating it with a homing attack in a way to where Sonic is going to literally go light speed. We know we joke about it. It's like, oh yeah, he has a light speed dash and he goes across the rings. That's not actually light speed, but no, we are legitimately going to go light speed across the map, and we'll explain a little bit more about that technically when he does it.
All right, let's try this.
Yeah, this is one of the coolest things. And
Hey,
there you go.
nice.
So that's it.
There's actually a setup for that. Shout out to Darkspine Sonic.
Yeah, Darkspine Sonic, the god that he is, he has a setup that I use. If you want to be a little faster with it, you can kind of line it up. It's just more on preference. There are a number of ways that can happen. When he actually goes towards the wall, he can either, if he gets it perfect, he can hit right above the cave and fall into it. That was pretty good, though. He was a little bit off to the right, so he sort of fell in the sand.
Right.
If you're too far up or down, you either fall straight into the water or you just fly elsewhere in the map. You basically go until you collide with something. And the way it essentially works is that we kind of line ourselves up on the loop, and we do a 1-frame pause buffer to set up the homing attack. And for some reason, that it keeps the homing attack from being able to stick to the loop. And if Sonic homing attacks something and he cannot collide with the thing that he's predestined to collide with, he just goes into space infinitely. There's actually a glitch that can happen on one of the boss fights where you will fly up into space and just, I don't know, he ends up in another galaxy or something, and the game is.
All right, so right here, you're supposed to hit a switch that will trigger Sonic's whale cutscene, and then he'll throw you over this gate. But it's actually not a cutscene trigger, it's just a placement, so you can just fly there with tails and you're good.
Yeah.
They just left it in there. The best part about that trick is that the very hard stage starts you at the end of there, and they don't expect you to go into the gate. You're not supposed to do that, but you can just fly up there, and it skips the entire first part of very hard.
Yeah.
They just left it in there.
So there are 4 of these mock speed sections, because I guess when they were making the game, they were like, I guess we should probably go fast at some point. And so 2 of these are pretty easy. One's kind of finicky, and then there's one really hard one later. This one's probably the easiest one. But there is a lot of actual optimization to it. So whenever he kind of comes near certain paths of rings, he's going to be light speed dashing on them. And as long as you're not holding a direction, Sonic will maintain a higher velocity. And so the moment he starts moving, he's gonna lose it. So it's sort of trying to manipulate that and create these paths that are optimal, and try not to collide with anything. He actually collided with a piece of the bridge there on purpose to lose rings. In this game, you can get S ranks, but the problem is that when you get an S rank, you get an additional medal after the mission is over, and that takes about, like 7.3 seconds, something like that. And he just went for a jump right there. If you time a jump, sort of have to mash the button in an awkward way. If you time a jump right there, you can actually jump right over the ramp, and it saves a few seconds, but it's not a big deal.
So at any time, if you can get hit right towards the end of a stage and lose all of your rings, like the game gives you such a small time bonus and such a massive ring bonus that you can most always skip an S rank, which would save you that second medal. You saw the first medal we got for completing the stage, but the second medal we would have gotten for S ranking, and that was 7 seconds, like you said.
Right.
So now we're going to go back to Soleiana, and we're going to skip a power-up, and later we're going to grab it back because it's faster anyway, but we're going to skip it for now. And that is going to be done by building clips, which are homing attacking towards a building on the frame that you land from a jump, which is kind of finicky. Let's hope I can do it pretty quickly.
Yeah, it's very difficult. There's a pretty easy, consistent lineup for it. So that isn't really a hard part. It's more of the actual homing attack. So yeah, just has to get the frame that he lands.
Like
That's
that.
one.
Yep.
So he's going to hit this warp gate, and it's not going to trigger yet. It's not actually supposed to. but it's gonna, I think, cut down a loading screen later on. We're gonna go straight to it instead of having to go through a loading screen, walk over to that, activate it, and then go to it.
Right. So normally you're supposed to have the anti-grav to go through there, but if you clip through the buildings, then you don't need it.
And the nice thing is that we don't need that power up in this coming up stage with this fight at all, so we actually just get it later. Egg Service, I hate it.
Egg Service is the worst boss.
It's pretty bad. Thankfully, a lot of this really annoying stuff is early on. But he has several patterns that he can start out with, so you can kind of get unlucky. He's staying still, so that's a good pattern. Sometimes he'll immediately crouch and then run, and you can't chase him. Sometimes he'll turn around, which you can get up on him. It's just difficult. It's a pain.
Right. This is literally one of the only just straight RNG time losses in this
there
entire
really is
game.
very little randomness in the game. So right there, he hit one of the statues, which takes double damage. He's going to make him turn around here and then try to line himself up. Controlling this dude sucks. It's a pain. So there you go. So he got the tower. So that was really good.
Wow.
Very
27.
nice.
That was 27. That's
Wow.
really good. Yeah.
All right. Cool. Good service.
That boss is also in Shadow Story, but it's a lot worse because you don't have the statues, so you have to get 4 hits.
Exactly. And also Shadow can't like homing attack onto the rails for some reason. I don't know, bigger hitbox, weird homing attack.
The arena in Shadow is a lot bigger too, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a pain.
That was incredible.
I know, right? It was.
And you have Rouge that follows you around, and you homing attack her a lot of the time. It's bad.
Yeah, she'll get in the way.
So the stage after this is Dusty Desert, which is the first stage where we're going to be holding Elise the entire time, and that gives you the power of the shield, which makes you walk on water and sand, but also it means you can't spin dash, which kind of sucks because that's our best way of movement. So I'm going to be mashing homing attacks on flat surfaces as fast as I can, and that saves barely any time, but I mean, why not?
Keeps your fingers busy. You got to do something.
Exactly.
This one's very dull.
And I'm going to go for a kind of a swag strat, similar to the Wave Ocean loop trick, that doesn't really save any time, but it looks cool. So homing, attacking, mashing on sloped surfaces, as long as you end on an upward slope surface, it's usually faster. But it's very limited use. This would be the only spot that we really mash homing attacks a lot.
Yeah, so you have to, oh yeah, it's a trick that he did there. Similar to, that was really good.
That was nice.
That is very similar to the one that's used in Wave Ocean. So kind of like same principle there again just that the surface trying to magnetize Sonic to it and giving him a predestined place to homing attack to, and we just say no, we're not going to do that.
You'll notice the shield too also works off this little meter in the bottom right. That meter works for the shield, whereas when the meter empties, the shield runs out and you'll just fall if you're in sand or water. But that meter doesn't exactly work at all later, as you'll see.
We'll get to these little items that are not programmed too well. It's pretty fun.
Yep, pretty much the end of the stage.
Yep, that's the desert.
58. Jesus.
Nice.
All right. A while ago, before we had that swag loop strat, the world record for this was like a very high 100. So that was the IO world record. So. All right. And then we have the best boss in the game, the one that everyone thinks is terrible casually, Silver the Hedgehog.
So
This is my favorite.
yeah,
It is of no use.
I'm sure.
Had to drop that one.
I'm sure
Take
everyone
this.
here has seen videos of this. I'm sure everyone by now has watched the infamous Game Grumps video and all that kind of stuff. You know how horrible this can be. Well, here's a fun little. If you ever have to play this game for whatever reason, if you lose a bet, any reason, just follow this easy little steps.
Yeah. So if Silver is in the air, he can't actually grab you, and it's no use you. So we just homing attack away, wait for him to jump in the air, hit him. So yeah, typical speedrun. Boss that's terrible casually, beaten. No! No!
That's it.
That's it?
Your move, Game Grumps.
All right. And you get 25-6-3-3 every time.
So
So.
if you ever have like just bad memories from years ago of this fight, and you just want to load that game up and just get some sweet revenge, there you go. That's your
Right.
solution.
So coming up, we have a stretch of 3 town missions before we get to do action stages, and they are fantastic before we get to actually have fun. And the first mission is Who's the Captain? And if you know anything about 06, you know this mission, but I have actually a great story. So Who's the Captain technically gives you a time at the end, which means there's leaderboards online, which means there's competition. So Sonic 06 runners have been competing to get the fastest Who's the Captain time for years. And one of the very old runners of 06, Praxade, was quoted as saying the only optimized level in 06 was Who's the Captain. And I mean, as true as that might be, Who's the Captain was at a 0.799 time for the longest time, and we actually counted the frames out, and we figured out that that was perfect. That was it. There was no way to go faster than 0.799, right? And then 6 months ago, in our little Skype group, Darkspine Sonic, who is another big runner, you may have seen him in previous GDQs, just said that he got a 0.774 time. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, that's not possible. But it turns out if you pause on the exact frame that you start talking to the captain, you skip to the last text box and thus skip that extra 2 frames. This is all the entire mission, by the way, right? So, right, you skip the last 2 frames, and he literally beat the unbeatable world record. So, yeah, there you go.
What a god.
That story took longer than the IL, and I find that impressive.
Yeah. And then we're going to have to beat a group of enemies, and then we're going to have to beat another group of enemies as the other 2 missions. And they're just in different places, and they're different enemies.
It's pretty straightforward overall. We're going to be going and getting the next ability in this hub world section, the anti-grav. And essentially what's going to do is that normally when you press X and you just tap it, you get a spin kick. If you're standing still and you hold it, you get the spin dash. If you're moving forward at a specific velocity and you hold it and then release it, you get anti-grav. And we're going to be using that to take out a lot of enemies at a time, as well as some other things. It was mainly made early on, again, to go under that ledge to save the girl or whatever. But
It's pretty much standard Sonic fare that pretty much every action is mapped to 1 button.
Yeah.
So spin dash, anti-grav, spin kick, talk to people, you know, everything's on that same button. So.
It's now a good time for donations?
Right after this.
Okay.
So this actually is surprisingly difficult because Sonic 06, beating enemies in a fast way, is actually one of the more difficult things to optimize. And a lot of these town missions, people put a lot of work into, seeing like here. So that blows up everyone but the back left one. Spin under this guy. Then we can anti-grav these guys and hit this guy into the box, which blows up the rest of them. Spin dash under, whoa. See, everything is on the same button. Anti-grav through all these. See, because anti-grav gives you all the invincibility frames, and 1 hit kills everything, so. Oh.
there's some big guys coming up that we can actually use the anti-grav on, so instead of having to repeatedly homing attack, they just die like that.
Right, so it's much faster to actually pick it up. Not only that, but we need it for later clips.
These surfaces are really wonky. If you get the right time, you can homing attack them, and you won't actually clip against the surface, and you can keep them going. But the moment Sonic touches something and he's just falling, you can't do any other action. So yeah, they just die. They just die.
All right, let's hope for a good pattern here. All right, they were nice to me. 50's fine. Cool.
Yeah, there's a decent amount of randomness at the end of there, with just based on their specific positions.
All right, you can read donations now.
All right, because we have a $25 donation from the Darkspine Sonic.
Oh, himself. There he is.
Says, hey Trips, DSS here, wishing you good luck with the Sonic Story No MSG run. I'm sure you'll knock it out of the park. That being said, I'll throw in an extra 2,006 cents if you get a fast egg Genesis. Gotta go fast.
Oh. That's actually the hardest trick in the game. All right, I accept your challenge.
We have a $50 donation from G-Duck, which says, thanks to everyone behind the scenes. Great work. And we have a $50 donation from Anonymous, which says, I wanted to play Sonic 06 when I was a kid. I'm very glad I didn't. Rip the animals.
Ouch.
I bought this game day one for full price, and I'm proud of it.
Yeah. We could have a round of applause. There we go.
I did the same, and I am not. But it's okay.
We have a $20 donation from R2JL, which says, I thought I could handle this awful game, but it's no use. For the sake of the future, you will destroy it. I'll throw in an extra $30 if you do the box.
Oh, the box is happening for sure.
Awesome.
Oh, nice.
If you know what the box is, yeah, it's happening for sure.
The box.
We have a $30 donation from Spotty Len, which says, what's better to break than an already broken game? Let's have some fun with Sonic 06.
Yeah. So yeah, the game delays your winning of the level by like 5 some seconds, and that's actually I've grinded the IL for that for the world record. That's actually random, so
Yeah,
so you can lose some frames on IL record by just having things lag a little bit.
it's pretty sick.
Anyway, so that's the end of our town mission excursion. Hope that was fun. Hope you enjoyed that. Now it's back to actual good stages.
So this next one, we're going to be going into White Acropolis, which I mean, Trip, you know this level better than anyone.
Oh boy.
I mean, this is okay. This is the guy that will sit there for 8 days straight, 6-hour streams every single day, grinding this stupid snowboard level. And I really started to question you for a while. I didn't know if I could be friends with you.
I still didn't have the record.
And he
after
still
that.
didn't get it. But so
I got close. Close.
But yeah, there's some really interesting tech in this level. So there's a thing called a speed cap glitch, and what we're going to be doing is jumping at a specific part of the ramp, and it's going to trick the ramp into taking the momentum that it would have given him when it launches him, and store it, and basically to store it into his normal speed. So right here. So he's going to jump early, and it's going to pull him back down. And if you see here, you'll see some motion blur start to kick in. He's going to go for another one there, and that one's really interesting. And honestly, Trip, you could probably explain that little one better than me. But he got an additional cap there, and so he's going a lot faster. And it is very, very difficult to control this board when it's going at this speed.
It's about 3 times as fast as you would normally. Like,
Yeah.
see this ball right here? It's supposed to chase you, but
It's gone.
yeah, we left it in the dust.
And what's really nice about what's nice about this is that there's a jump at the very end. Normally you have to charge it up, and the actual jump is really slow, but because we have that speed, you can just go straight over. And it saved, how much time did it save overall without the cap?
Without the cap, that saves like 25 seconds.
Yeah, it's really nice.
It's
It doesn't seem like it would be a lot, but it is.
All right, so the second part of this stage is even better than the first. So you're supposed to go around and then like hit down lighthouses and switch to tails and like do all this stuff, and it eventually loops all the way back around to here. But you can just clip right through these lasers and you're good.
That was actually really good. That's first try.
That's really good.
That's actually quite difficult to do. It's interesting because every laser has its individual hitbox, and you can actually it's kind of whatever timing that you really want to go through every individual gap. So there's gaps between, again, each individual hitboxes. There's a gap between each individual one. And kind of this idea, and it plays into like the wave ocean skip and all that kind of stuff, where we think when you homing attack, their hitbox shrinks a lot, and so you kind of miss certain pieces of collision or hitbox or anything like that, and you're just able to clip through it. But yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah. That stage is supposed to take like 3 minutes, but
I mean, you didn't go for the the physics jump, but so I mean, I guess it's okay.
this guy got it like 3 times in a row in
Yeah,
practice.
because oh my god.
Yeah, no.
I told you that.
Right.
There's this game is when it was being advertised initially, they were like, yeah, dude, have extension, it's going to be great, all this cool stuff. It's actually it gets in the way a lot more than we would like.
Oh no, but
it
makes the box happen.
It does make the
So-
box happen. Okay, I take back everything I just said. you guys are in for a treat.
Just
So-
be patient. You'll see the box.
So Crisis City, this is another. There's going to be another example of the speed cap coming up in a second. This one's actually legitimately really, really scary because every time that you see these fire pillars that are popping up, if he collides with one after using the speed cap, which he just did, like how he's going forward, he's going to go not forward and die, and we don't want that. So it's very important. Yeah, like the movement.
Right.
Is
If you
really
get hit on
important here.
any of these fire pillars, you go at a right
Yeah,
angle and
you
die
just-
instantly.
You're gone.
And you're not supposed to have this much speed, so like you fly very far and you get comboed by a lot of these enemies. Yeah, we actually call that speed up since Darksvine Sonic found the speed cap. We call it the one and only speed up. So
I didn't know that. And right there's a trigger right here, so don't worry, he's not
hey,
dead. So
I was a little worried
it's
for a
pretty cool.
second.
You scared me the first time you did that, and I hate you. But yeah, this level's kind of broken up into quite a bit of variety. Kind of going into more of a traditional level here. So that was snowboard, kind of platforming section here. We're going to go to another section that's sort of this kind of linear.
Yeah, we have to ride these rails for
fire
a long
area.
time. So, oh no, wait, no, we don't. You just aim it. There we
It's
go.
pretty cool.
It's a Sonic game. When do you ever do what you're told?
All right. Just standard fair platforming.
Pretty straightforward. There's a jump in here. It saves like not even
Like a second, but it looks so much harder than it actually
It looks
is.
so good. It's very scary. So, everyone, cross your fingers. Good. All right. It's quite difficult.
I call that clench jump just because you always think you're gonna miss it every single time, but you never actually do. It's like deceptively easy.
I mean, unless you're me.
No, but you're the god. You can't miss it. Yeah.
Oh, you're right.
All right.
Actually, Trip, you might know. Like sometimes, when you come into across these sections, like that spring right there, sometimes you won't collide with it. This part you might fall and die. It's kind of iffy. There's certain like kind of automatic running sections like that where you really don't have any control, and certain factors might vary depending on when you actually begin those sections. An infamous one is in certain levels where there are giant loops that are at certain angles. If you run at a particular side of that loop, chances are, because you're going in a very straight fashion, it doesn't really angle. Sonic doesn't angle himself along with the loop, and so there's a good chance that you'll actually fly off the side. That
Sonic
happens a lot.
Sonic 06 is infamously bad at like scripted sections, like where you're supposed to you hit the dash pad, right, and you go on the straight line and you do what the game tells you to do. But like Sonic 06, I'd say like 70% of the time, that will work, and then the other 30, you just die.
It's very picky.
Yeah.
So again, right here, this is the third section. Very straightforward platforming. More of the optimization comes from trying to use spin dashes in certain places and just setting up your homing attacks to where, in this case, because the terrain is kind of shifting and it's really low, trying to get them as low as possible.
The jump out of spin dash helps a ton with this.
You
can also homing attack this and walk right up it. Found that out by accident. It's like, all right.
Some of the surfaces are questionable, if anything.
Yep, and that's it. So coming up is actually one of the hardest sections of the game.
Yeah.
It's Crisis City Mach Speed. And the developers of this game pretty much said that they have this straight road, and in order to make it difficult, they're just going to throw all the random objects and have the Havoc's physics engine like do its thing and have everything fly everywhere. So you'll see what I mean. When you go really fast, it's even worse.
So again, like we did with the first Mach Speed, he wants to kind of gun for these trail of rings and try to not hold the analog stick for as long as possible until he absolutely has to, and that's going to keep up to speed indefinitely. The tricky thing about this is that once you get hit once, that was close. Once you get hit once, it's very hard to kind of get out of that range of a lot of the debris. If you actually keep it going, you have like perfect light speed dashes with movement. You can be out of its range pretty well, but once you get hit once again, it's really tricky. So he's doing pretty okay now. He's in this last section, so it should be fine.
See what I mean? Like every single bit of each of these cars can hit you.
Yeah,
so.
every single individual piece that flies around, which it's random. It's going according to the physics engine. Every single little piece has a hitbox, and I cannot tell you how many times I've thought I was in the clear. A little wheel clips his heel, and he just dies.
So early runners have a tough time with this one.
It's very difficult.
So I didn't avoid the S rank there because I didn't get hit near the end. It's kind of weird with Crisis City. Like, you don't want to get hit at all, except right at the end because you don't want the S rank. So, oh well.
Yeah, the scary thing with that is that you recover from your invincibility state so quickly that, again, that a door handle or a wheel will come out of nowhere and possibly clip you, and then you have to redo the entire Mach Speed over.
Right, exactly.
So.
And a lot of the things, like I was saying before, how this game is bad casually but a good speed game, Crisis City, if you watch any Let's Play, takes like 8.5 minutes, and we're just done it in 3 minutes, 20 seconds. So
Shouldn't that be hours?
8 hours.
It was for me.
Poor souls. So Flame Core is actually one of my favorite levels personally because it's really nice if you do it well, but really punishing if you don't. So
right there, you just skipped a bunch.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to do like
there's no collision. You can just jump over it. This is one of the most entertaining levels to me personally. Just just a good variety of skips. It's a very precise jump here. Got it. Very good. It's quite difficult because you don't want to hug the wall too hard.
This is my favorite bit.
Yeah, there's a door, but
you just walk right through it. You don't even have to spin dash. That's the only door you can do that to. All these other doors in Flame Core, you like spin dash through them, but no, you can just walk through that one.
There's a weird blend of that. You have some doors that you have to do this precise skip on. There's some doors that you can just walk through. Some doors that are just you cannot negotiate with at all. It's really odd.
Walls are kind of just an abstract concept in this game. They don't really seem to be all that consistent.
Yeah, and all three characters have some external way to get through them, and they all don't have to care.
We have many different things in our toolbox to clip through doors.
Yeah, so right here again, this door you cannot clip through, so we actually do have to go ahead and kill the enemies. Not too bad, just get some homing attacks in.
And we don't even have the gems yet. The gems can make you clip through pretty much everything.
Oh, the gems, yeah, if anyone is interested in watching aisles for this game, we'll be getting into this later in the run, but there are these things that you get called gems, and they make things very, very fun.
They are unbelievably broken. It's not even fair.
It's quite interesting.
We don't have to do anything as speedrunners. The game broke itself. It just handed itself to us.
This spot's a little interesting. All these meteors do have hitboxes. It's random. You can actually get hit kind of any time.
Even after
so,
this jump
yeah.
pad.
This right here, you can actually get sniped out of the air
It's-
with a meteor
Yeah.
and die and lose a minute and a half. And it
I-
has happened to everyone but me. So
It's
it
never
did-
happened to me on Shadow, so.
But
Notice how he said it after.
yeah, right. I didn't want to say it before. I did not want to jinx it. Not on the big stage. No way. Yeah, the inside of Flame Core is really interesting in ILs, and it's also really interesting in real time. We can just jump on this box, get the rail. Let's not go around, get up here. And then we're going to grab this invincibility, and we're going to go into this tunnel and clip through using the anti-grav so that we have enough time. Oh, try again.
There you
we
go.
go.
Good.
Just fall through. Hopefully I have enough time with invincibility to go in lava. Probably not. All right, I'll take safe strats.
The invincibility jingle for this game is also really good because it stops way before the actual invincibility does.
Like at least 10 seconds before.
It's really off.
You just kind of have to look at more of the particle effects
Yeah,
that are going
yeah.
on Sonic.
So if you want to explain Knuckle Skip.
Oh,
This is fun.
This is one of my favorites. So Knuckle Skip, it's a skip. You go up this wall, right? And Knuckles is like, hey, I have this whole level. I know, Sonic, you have this little piece of the level apart, but I want to finish the level myself because I'm a jerk. And so he's going to go up to this part of the ceiling, right? Line himself up and jump through. He's going to glide in a certain way that's going to, everything's going to light up, and that's going to keep keep himself from getting locked into that other part of the level. For some reason, when you're in flight there, if you hit that flame part, it launches you back down, and then you're in the end of the level.
Oh, no.
And you still have control, too.
Yeah. So
Oh no, I'm dead. Oh crap. But it's fine. The game doesn't care.
He's just tired. He's tired. He's tired.
He's tired. He wants to take a nap. So yeah, there's actually, it's kind of weird. We're not really sure why you can move during the result screen because at other levels we finish with characters that you're not intended to and they get their result animation. And Knuckles has one because he finishes a mission in the town. So I think it's if you're flying, but I'm not sure.
No, I've ran into it on the ground, and then you can
Really?
still move.
Yeah, I've
Yeah.
gotten on the ground with Rouge, too.
Typical 06. There's a lot of things we're not really sure why. We found it on accident and we're like, all right.
Pretty much.
So you can read donations now. This is just a straight scripted fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. We have a $500 donation from Nerd Cubed.
Woo!
It says, I spent 15 hours completing this game. Now I'm crying. Have a great run.
Only 15?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, I was like 50.
We have a $50 donation from True Jukes. It says, question for the runner. How much shorter would the run be if you cut out the loading times?
There, we've timed that. It is 20 minutes shorter.
Even worse on
Wow.
PS3.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
So hey, Microsoft, I know Xbox One backwards compatibility, maybe a
Make it
download
happen.
version,
PC.
Sonic 06 PC port?
PC port.
Sonic
Sega?
06, 10th anniversary. Let's go.
Hey,
Hey.
Goes on to say, good luck to all the runners. Money goes to TaskBot because I think he can break games more than this one already is, but only barely. And speaking of donation incentives, we got quite a few coming up today. There's a bunch that haven't been met. There's Sing Part of Your World for Little Mermaid Any Percent, which needs about $3,100 to be met. And that's coming up about 5 games from now, I believe. There's DuckTales 2 Any Percent Difficult, which needs about $2,600. That's for the good ending run. And there's the bonus run of Ultimate Doom, which needs just under $22,000 to be met. So if you want to see those, get your donations in for them.
Actually, you know what the best part about this level is? It's supposed to take like twice as long. We're actually skipping a lot of the scripting in this fight. If I go up and hit these purple balls really early, we skip like an entire phase, but it saddens me because that means that this fight, as long as it is, we're actually skipping like half of this. They were intending you to spend like 5 minutes just standing here waiting. Also, you can do
pretty
this.
bad. Yeah.
I'm just used to it by now.
Yeah, it's very dull. There's not really much else. There isn't anything else to say about it, really.
We have a $20 donation from Bergam, which says, if only the developers spent as much time on Sonic 06 as they did on Sonic Boom. Oh well, I guess they had to draw a line in the sand somewhere, right?
Hey.
Here's hoping you don't get too heated on the lava stage, or the lava boss.
So we actually have the Sonic Boom Any Percent champion here. Brandon last SGQ. Is Sonic Boom worse than Sonic 06? Officially, he runs both.
I can't even call it a Sonic game, dude. But yes, it is.
Yeah. I think in terms of a speed run, like at least Sonic 06, you can go fast if you want to, but Sonic Boom, you just gotta fight
Boom,
stuff.
you can go pretty fast. You just got to pause and wait a while.
Both games are pretty bad, but I'd say that honestly both of them are really cool speedruns and have like a lot more merit as a speed game than as an actual
That was
game.
my goal with Boom. I had never had such little fun playing a video game before. And I wanted to see, I'm serious. And I wanted to see, it's like, can this be a fun speed game? It's actually one of my absolute favorite speed games. So it's, you know, hey, make it work, I guess.
So now we're going to head over to Radical Train, but first we're going to pick up the bounce bracelet, which, if you know anything about Sonic speedrunning, the bounce bracelet is notoriously broken, and Sonic 06 is, I guess, a little bit of an exception. It's a little bit underwhelming. You'd expect Sonic 06 bounce bracelet to be like, oh, well, we just did that.
It's nowhere near what you saw in SA2, but it's still...
Yeah.
It's still really solid. If you bounce bracelet on a surface that's gravity is, not normal, you'll bounce bracelet in that direction. We use that in ILs a lot, but...
Yeah, so we're going to be going to Radical Train. The whole idea of this level is that Eggman is driving this train through this whole section, and you're supposed to go through and flip these switches and keep the train from actually crashing. I think Elise is on it.
Yeah, there's a bomb on it.
Something like that.
We're supposed to save Elise. You think Elise is on it?
I don't care.
That's why we're here. You don't care. Oh my goodness.
Listen, she could cover 7 times. I lost interest. So we're just going to be, we're trying to outrun this train. That's the whole idea. It's pretty straightforward. And you're just kind of flipping these switches along the way. Okay, yeah.
Okay. This game is okay.
No.
Right here, this is another infamous section. You can see how far he is to the left of the loop, and he hit the right of the dash pad. If you were in the middle or the left, anywhere else, he would have fallen off and died. It's one of the most notorious ones.
Yeah, I forgot to mention the Wave Ocean loop. If you go on the right half, you fall and you die.
That's another example.
Yep, you just missed the dash pad. And
Something that was cool right there. He held the homing attack, and you kind of get a lot of height. If you hold it just right and then homing attack upward, you can actually skip that kind of roundabout platforming area. And there's another switch right here.
You know, in individual levels, you actually don't have to hit those switches, and you clip through. You can clip through all these doors, right?
Yeah.
But in RTA, if you clip through the door, the train crashes because you didn't hit the switch, and the exploding boxes are still on the track. But in ILs, if you clip through the door, hit the checkpoint, and then take a death, the train just assumes that you've hit the switch already and continues on. But we can clip through this final door because it's right at the end. Fun fact, if you pause and you start over the game right as you're about to end this section, you hard lock your Xbox.
Oh, sick. And right here's a clip. There you go. So you can just clip through that door pretty easy.
I actually didn't know that, and Darkspine Sonic did that in a marathon. I was like, oh.
Oh.
Not even surprised.
What a god.
So here's the third Mox Speed section, and this one's kind of tough, but this one, it allows you to see exactly how much faster we go when we do the light dash, not holding a direction thing, when we're catching up to the train, because we actually catch really far up to the train. Right up here. Here, we're doing the light speed.
Yeah, the nice thing about this section is that even though the terrain seems very scary, the being able to light speed dash on the rings makes it pretty forgiving. It kind of gives you a pretty consistent lineup in a lot of places, and you can abuse that for speed. And it's pretty nice.
All right. And we're supposed to hit these dash pads, but
Yeah.
you can just run into here.
Sonic's going to explode. There you go.
Wow, 150, jeez.
Pretty's very good.
That's pretty solid.
That is
insane.
really good.
That's a good one.
My gemless record for this is 149.9, so that's like... that was done in the practice room yesterday. As we know, we skip the S rank, so we only get 1 medal. It's much faster.
Yeah, we try to do that every chance we get.
I think this boss is what I think it is. This is Egg Genesis. Oh boy.
2006 cents on the line.
So this is the hardest trick in the game. It's pretty much the only trick I'd say is kind of inconsistent.
It's more than kinda. The idea is that there are 4 phases normally to the fight, and we're gonna try to do 2 of them together. So there you go. Okay, got on it.
Nice.
That's the first part. So he manages to trigger the arm. He's gonna get 2 hits with the bounce bracelet. And then the 3rd hit would knock him away and script it, but he's going to lock himself down with the missiles, get the 3rd hit, do the next 3 hits. And there you go. So that skips 2 phases. That's really good. That's actually really hard. And arguably the hardest part of this whole strat is that first part. And the nice thing is that, if you don't get it and he raises the arm up, you can immediately start over. So, you lose some time, but it's all right. But the idea is that you kind of line yourself up with a certain section on the left or right where the arm starts to slope in. And just get the lineup, and it'll pull the arm up. But then the hardest part is trying to line yourself up with the arm and have it carry you up.
Right,
Sometimes
exactly.
you can get locked inside of it, and you can actually clip back out, but a lot of times you'll just fall down. And then once you're up there, it's really not too bad. You just got to make sure that when you get that third hit, the missiles are coming down on you. So instead of being locked away and knocked back just like this, the missiles keep you down.
Right.
And
If you
the
get
second
interrupted,
phase.
you hit him 3 times, and then you're supposed to get flung back. But if one of his own rockets hits you while you're getting flung back, then yeah, you fall back down on him. Also, this happens if you just say, just wait for it. Hey, there you go.
There you go.
So yeah, I don't think, it just occurred to me that I don't think we've explained what no MSG actually means.
Oh, yeah,
we
we
have
haven't.
not. So, okay, so no,
There's actually a credits warp in this game.
there is a credits warp.
After the first 2 stages, if you can store a mission and then complete a mission within another mission in the town, and then it warps you to the credits. So no MSG is actually just completing the whole game from the start to the final boss instead of just...
So if anyone, this goes out to anyone in this room, if anyone ever says that Sonic Boom is more broken than Sonic 06, Sonic Boom does not have a credits warp.
Yeah.
So
Yet.
I would argue that 06 is by far the more broken.
Sonic game having a credits warp, right?
It's kind of bizarre.
All right, so this is the next stage where we're holding Elise. It's the last stage where we're holding Elise, and back to the homing attack mashing again. And Tropical Jungle, so I always say Tropical Jungle is like one of my favorite stages. It's like, that's my stage, right? It's the only one I have IL record on still because, well, shout outs to Sharu, one of the first Japanese 06 runner, joined about 6 months ago and took every single IL record except this one. But yeah, and I always die on it though. So the other 06 runners call me out on it. They're like, yo, you say this is your stage, but you die on this all the time. Also, we don't have to go through this log.
Yeah,
Just go on the outside.
Just go down.
I keep forgetting that. I take this stuff for granted. Like, of course you don't have to go through the log, but
It's a pretty finicky stage. The vines are the worst part. So
by far.
It's almost like every vine. I don't know if this is 100% true, but it feels like it to me, and everyone else agrees with me. Every vine feels like it has its own individual
Oh,
timing.
yeah. Oh,
you
for
think,
sure.
You think
Yeah.
that okay, like the moment it glows, the whole period of it glowing is when you hit A.
No.
No.
You'll be dead.
So you will die. So some vines, you just have to memorize that timing. Some vines will have one where you wait till the glow is starting to disappear. Some vines you want to do it as soon as it starts to glow. It's very, very finicky. And the problem is that, especially in sections like these, I'm actually going to shut up for a second. Just let you do it.
No, it's fine. I never die here.
There you go. Okay. Well.
All right.
All
Well,
right. He's
I
good.
did-
Yeah,
I did
you're
die.
good. The problem is that if you're a little too late and if you come off of it, typically you can regain your air action. You can homing attack back onto it and save yourself. A lot of the time, if you're too early or just mistiming in general, you will just plummet to the ground and you will die and have to go back kind of far. And
Also,
it's a pain.
This is a pretty cool clip. So you're supposed to run down this log, but you can just anti-grav out here and fall all the way down. See that
Yeah.
loop there? That's what we're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And there's the speed pad. There they are.
It doesn't seem like you'd be skipping that much because it's like, okay, just if I don't do the skip.
Yeah,
maybe
but
it
you
saves a
don't have
couple
enough
sections.
speed in that
You
loop. Like,
you have no speed, so Sonic is he'll just casually walk.
Yeah.
The whole way. It's very weird. So it saves quite a bit of time.
Mm-hmm.
It's very easy to do. A similar idea to the one in Flame Core.
all right, so in this section, there's a ton of slowdown, a ton of lag. So we're actually going to hold the camera down like GoldenEye the whole time. We got to make sure we don't fall in the water, except the game gave us a power that allows us to walk on water. So we can pretty much bypass the entire stage and just walk right to the end because, the only parts that would kill you are water, and we can walk on that. So
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff it gives you, and I guess it's pseudo optional.
Like we
you
said,
can really just kind of walk to the end of the stage.
the
There's no
game
real
broke
time.
itself for us. We didn't have to do anything.
Yeah. There's some stages like that. There's some stages like that. A good example being White Acropolis, where the whole layout, it's obviously the level that Shadow uses, right? It's like it's obviously mapped in a way where it's that level, and they just kind of give it to Sonic and change a few things,
Exactly.
and which allows us to kind of go around. Obviously, there's the barrier in between that, but they didn't even try with this one. It's just, hey, surely they wouldn't explore in this big open area.
So yeah, Sonic, Shadow, and Silver, if you don't already know, shared the exact same stage. So all of Sonic's parts and all of Shadow's parts, they just go through the same stage. And there's, coming up in the last stage, we actually use one of Shadow's parts to skip a massive part of the stage because they just leave it in there. They're just not even... So now we're going to do the exact same stage with Tails because,
Because Tails has a couple interesting things about him. So he has, I guess you can think of it as he has 2 parts to his flight. So he has the initial jump where you hold A and he starts to ascend. And then he has, you can actually press A again, and that'll give him an extra kind of bit where he doesn't ascend, he just kind of moves horizontally. Thing about it is that if you hold A for too long, you will kind of hit the ceiling and immediately start going horizontal, and that kind of, it takes up that second flight slot, if you want to think of it that way, and you'll immediately just kind of plummet right after that. He's actually going to do a trick right here.
Oh, check this out. This is sick.
And then
Tails is faster
there you
than
go.
Sonic, confirmed.
Yeah, very good. That was very nice. So this kind of manipulates the dash pad and the terrain on the loop there to get over that section pretty quick.
And the rest is just straight flying. So
Yeah.
you can read donations actually. It's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, we got a 2006 cent donation
There it is.
from Dark Spine Sonic. It says 2006 cents, super solid run.
Hey.
We actually got a $50 donation from Austin Ivansmith. It says, hey SGDQ, Austin Ivansmith here, director of DuckTales Remastered.
Oh.
So excited for the DuckTales 2 run, and I gotta donate to see that good ending run. I'm assuming it will take more time to run, and the more DuckTales we see, the better. Big props to everyone behind the scenes and all the runners for a great SGDQ. And of course, shoutouts to DSStat.
So with good flight manipulation, you can get all the way over here. I didn't get Cat, so that's pretty solid.
Yeah. Yeah, this one's a bit easier than the first one since you have since you have the time to get up to that hut.
There you go. So now coming up, we have the Trials of Soleiana, if I'm not mistaken, which is 3 trials. There's supposed to be the Trial of Intelligence, the Trial of Courage, and the Trial of Love. Now, if you pass all 3 trials, you get to go into Kingdom Valley and proceed to beat the game. But it's actually, we're going to pass the Trial of Intelligence by outsmarting the game. We're going to pass the Trial of Courage like really, really quickly with a lot of courage. And then the Trial of Love, we're going to pick Elise. So, Elise is faster. Come on.
It's wrong, dude. It ain't right.
You know, I was actually the first person to start picking Elise in runs, and because it was faster, I actually grinded that IO.
I am a very progressive individual, but there's just some things that.
Anyway.
So right here we're going to be getting our first gems. This is where things start to get a little wonky. In this case, we start off with the green gem, the red gem, and the blue gem. Use the D-pad to select them. The red gem will kind of give you Mach speed, pseudo Mach speed properties. It's kind of difficult to control.
It slows everything down but you, including the IL timer, which...
Are you talking about the red gem?
Yeah, the red gem. I thought. Oh, you were talking about blue. Never mind.
Mixing me up, man. No,
I'm sorry.
No, okay. Yeah, the blue gem will have you run at sort of a Mach speed. The red gem will slow down everything, and it is really interesting for ILs because it slows down the timer as well. And the green gem gives Sonic this tornado attack. And so before I explain a little bit more on that, the test of intelligence, we're just going to outsmart it. So there's all these portals, right? And it's like, it's the idea of, okay, it's just memorization.
Right,
You're going through all these portals, and that's dumb. So we're just going to find a spring and just beat the level.
So this is the final spring of the level, and with a well-timed bounce, there we go.
There you go.
And the gold ring's right here.
Sick.
So.
So how many gems are there in the game?
6. Is that right?
6, maybe.
Yeah.
We only get 4 in this run, and in ILs we sometimes use the 5th and 6th one. The 4th one is the Sky Gem, which is incredibly
that's the
broken.
really fun one
And the
we'll get to.
5th one is the Purple Gem, which is incredibly broken. Sadly, we don't get them as early as now, so we're stuck with the semi-broken blue and red gem. Also, the meter that's supposed to go down when you use the gems on the bottom right corner never does, so you can use them infinitely.
Yeah, the purple one's probably most infamous for that because you can just jump infinitely. It kind of turns Sonic really small, and he just jumps at a fixed height, and you can just kind of jump across everything.
You're only supposed to jump like as far as the meter goes, but it never runs out, so you just jump infinite. So this is actually really like a scary level for most people because you have 0 rings, and if you die, you lose like minutes because not only do you have to like feel the pain of you dying, you have to watch a loading screen, wait for the dude that gave you the mission to tell you that you died and you're terrible, go back to the main screen, accept the mission again, wait for a loading screen, wait for the dude to tell you about this mission, then wait for another loading screen, and then enter the mission again. And so all of that time adds up to about 2 minutes, plus however far you were into the stage.
It hurts. It hurts a lot. For most of this mission, he's basically just going to be holding the red gem for a lot of it. That's the tornado gem. Doing it on the ground takes a lot of time and will cause Sonic to be stuck in this animation for just way too long.
Safe
and
strats.
So
Baby
that was a safe one. But if you do the tornado gem in the air, he actually recovers very quickly, and the tornado will stay up for a good period of time.
That's actually the only time you'll see the tornado gem. I actually got a little scared there. The only time you'll see the tornado gem, because we pretty much routed every other usage,
Yeah.
but I keep it in just because menuing. And to change gems, you use the D-pad on the Xbox 360 controller instead of all the other buttons that weren't mapped to, like B or Y. But God forbid, the D-pad and then right trigger, which is fantastic. That's the greatest control scheme.
That was incredible.
Just a reminder, again, they spin dash, anti-grav, spin kick, all on X. So Y and B, they don't do anything.
There's some more buttons there. I don't know.
This look pretty.
So here's the trial of love, and everyone's going to be mad at me. I'm going to pick Elise. I'm sorry. You got to go fast. It's like the kill the animals versus save the animals thing. You got to go fast. You got to... Believe it or not, I actually did grind this IL for like 7-8 hours, and the entire level is just like pick Amy or Elise, and no matter which one you pick, you win and you get an S rank. But this dumb level, you just go here, right? Wait for it to load. That's it. And I grinded that for like hours for individual level record, and I have a really solid record in that stage. It's like really optimized. I don't know what you're clapping for. I just talked to a guy.
That sounds absolutely insane, but the more that you get to know Triple, the more that you know that
really
he
is.
spends so
I'm,
much
like, not even
ridiculous
kidding.
time.
All right. Time to go to Kingdom Valley, which is one of the harder stages in the run because there's just so much that you can die on over the 4 minutes of the stage.
It's very scary.
So, oh, hi, Eagle. All right. So we're gonna change to blue gem on the way up just so that it's faster. We can get in there. And Tails has been hanging out here the whole time. You know, he can fly, so he just went up there and watched Sonic do his thing with the trials and laughed.
So yeah, this is beginning section, and we're just, who cares? So we're just gonna jump up.
Oh, yeah,
jump around it basically.
Like I said, I forget. I just take these for granted, but like you're supposed to go forward. And at the beginning, we can just jump off here.
Time to home attack, right?
There we
There you go.
Oh, green ball. There we go. So the first checkpoint is up here.
There's a lot of collision surfaces that Sonic can kind of get hung up on like that, like even people in the town and all that kind of stuff. And it's, of course, that's more of a problem with Shadow, like even just with movement and that kind of stuff, and partners being around, you can get stuck on just about anything.
And right here, you might think that blue gem is probably a really good gem to have, considering it gives you a burst of speed and you can use it infinitely. But it's surprisingly not as effective as spin dash because you're not invincible when you blue gem, and you bonk on everything. Because the collision in this game is very generous, and so at any point, if you even graze any sort of surface whatsoever, you bonk.
Yeah.
So sadly, we can't use the blue gem to as much as we would.
Yeah. It doesn't help that the left or right control is it's. If you guys have played this game before, you already know how tight the controls can be, and that just makes it even more precise, just incredibly precise.
So coming up here is actually a really big skip, but it doesn't look as big as it is. You can
So right here, there's a whole section where you're supposed to play as Silver, because why would I want to play Sonic in Sonic Story? And so there's this section right here. You can actually jump off the eagle at any point. It's going to go along this wall. And so like down below him is where you would normally play as Silver, but we're just going to be kind of conveniently going across all of it.
And luckily, we can make all of these jumps because these random bits of things in the water.
Yeah, it works out really well. Normally, like in this section, I think Silver drops down some like planks and all sorts of stuff to have him move across the water. There's a trigger right here, which activates Sonic again, so Sonic congratulates himself.
Yo, check it! It's
jerk
Sonic
he
over
is.
there. All right. If you saw that really quick, I didn't know if I had enough time to show that, but like there was Sonic back there.
Yeah, you'll see the model kind of
So
standing.
because
over
we
there.
skipped Silver, we took Sonic and we transferred him to Sonic over there. So then there's two Sonics. If you look back, Sonic was chilling back there. He like moved bodies.
It's my original character, Bionic. So yeah, this is the next section. Pretty straightforward overall. This is one of the sections that you would see, or from a lot of runners still, you'll see the use of the tornado gem pretty actively because there's these rooms that are kind of surrounded by enemies, and it's a good way to take a lot of them out.
Oh no, wait, we don't have to fight the enemies.
You don't have
at
to
all.
do that, so you can just clip through the walls with the spin dash.
That was actually a recent development. We never realized you could just spin dash. Huh?
For a while, and it's something similar that you can do with Shadow, where if, kind of like with the building clips that we did early on in the run, where if you homing attack just as you're landing and get that one frame, as you're running on the ground, you'll be able to clip through the wall. The problem is that because you have that speed momentum and it's so fast, you have to be able to jump immediately after, or else you're going to fall straight into the water. So the nice thing about that is that you don't have to really deal with that. It's a little bit slower, so you can react to it, and it's just a lot easier to control. So it's way safer.
And it's literally free.
It's very easy.
That's nice, and it just feels fast, like skipping all those enemies.
Yeah.
So. Also, we can do a cinematic camera angle here, so I'm gonna show you guys the nice view. Hey. Also, if you
Sick.
mash LT, oh my goodness,
Oh.
oh, that's never happened before. Add that to the GDQ counter. Wow, dude, nice. Holy crap, am I dead? Do I have to
What?
start over? What?
Can you not? Are you serious?
Is that,
Are you serious?
No way. All right.
I thought you were joking for a good
No,
20
no, I'm
seconds.
dead serious.
Oh,
At least we can just
man.
start from this section. We don't have to start the whole stage over. But
To think, this was a really good run until that. Man.
Everyone
Boy.
gets one.
Everyone gets one. I knew it. I called it so hard in the practice room. I said, there's always something new that happens with Sonic 06, right? That you've never seen before, and it's gonna happen on the big stage. I could not have asked for something better than that. that has never. What?
I just thought you found something and didn't tell me.
No.
yeah,
Yeah, I thought you were
Like
just
I thought
messing
I was
around.
letting it rock
No,
for a
I
while.
was- Well, all right, sweet.
That was fantastic.
that was
Nice.
beautiful.
Nice time loss. That's what happens when you get cinematic camera angles. The game's like, no.
If you're gonna lose time, that's a pretty swag way to do it. To be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I've never seen
God,
anything like
if
that.
you
man.
listen, if you tweet Darkspawn Sonic and he says he's seen that before, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah,
I want to find
dude,
something
all
that
right.
he hasn't seen before.
Yeah.
So the meme in the 06 community is that DSS has been playing this game for like 7 years since its release, and he's been glitching. Like you can go onto his YouTube channel and find videos of like Knuckles skip from like 2008. He's like finished Sonic's Flame Core as Knuckles. I'm like, oh my god. So he has glitch hunted so much into this game. Almost every single trick was found by that man, right? And so whenever we think we found something new, right? Like we found a new clip, we found a new glitch. We asked Darkspine Sonic, we're like, hey, yo, have you seen this before? And he's like, oh yeah, of course. And so we have never, I think, we have never found like a big glitch that he's never seen before. So I hope that was it. I've never seen anything like that, but if we can stump the man himself. Also, there's a really cool clip behind here because everything is solid behind this wall. So let's see. There we go. Yeah, so you can
Nice.
get behind the door. Cool.
Now we're going to the third.
Fourth.
I'm sorry, fourth. Excuse me. Mock speed section. Again, one of the easier ones. It's really not too bad. There's kind of some scary jumps and platforming you have to make, but if you have the proper lineup, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
And again, once again, just abusing the trail of rings, trying to get as much momentum from the light speed dashes as possible. And we're actually going to do we're going to skip this ramp and go ahead and go run on the wall and save a little bit of time.
I swear, if this run would have been like a sub 1, and then I got that weird soft lock thing. What a good way to go out. Still though. So yeah, even though Sonic dies in water in every other stage, you can do that and run on water perpendicular to perpendicular gravity. The waterfall's going up. It's great.
That's pretty much it for the stage. Just going to jump across these rocks, go to the end, and that is Kingdom Valley.
Nice. So, quick shout out to this game's soundtrack, actually. Like, have you heard the music playing before? I don't know if that was like on the speakers, but there's like the pause music and like the metal screen is like the tech crew asked me back. They're like, "Is this the music from the game?" You're just like, "Yeah, dude. It's so out of place. It's so good." All right, time to go to the last stage of the game. We're already at the end. Oh boy. But first we have to ring bells in Soleiana because somehow the bells make the gate move up for Aquatic Base. So we're going to do that. And the way to move around to hit the bells is you have to use the blue gem. Or you don't have to, but it's faster. But the problem is you bonk on everything, like I said before. And also the passengers in Soleiana are completely random. So if you you can't see them until you're right in front of them, and this game controls on rails, so it's going to be pretty hard to avoid bonking.
Yeah, bonkless is a big goal among you don't
I
have a oh well there you go.
There you go. Hey,
So
you know what
thanks,
I'm talking about?
jerk. So yeah, we got to ring these 3 bells. That's more or less the idea and stuff. I don't know exactly what the time is for them to run out, because I know you have like a sort of set limit.
We Sonic Unleashed now, though, Rooftop Run.
But yeah, yeah, it's pretty easy to get to them in time. And then after the second one, Trip is going to go ahead and go by the Sky Gym. Now this gym is awesome.
Yes.
So
Can't
the
wait.
Sky Gym, because they were like, let's give Sonic a, I guess like a magical grappling hook thing.
It's magical.
And
right?
and it's pretty magical. We're going to be breaking a lot of stuff. So this gym is the best. So you're going to see it in a moment. He's going to go up to the side.
Hi there.
What a jerk. He's going to go up here and to this bell. He looked at you too. He knew.
He knew exactly
So
where
right,
he
you-
was.
He's going to hold and charge this, throw this gym, and I think he threw
Oh,
it.
I'm dead.
Yeah,
Nice.
That was a little too low.
Well, that's what
so-
the Sky Gem does, if you're wondering.
That's what the Sky Gym does. So the idea is that you sort of actually, do you have to do the bells again? Or no, you're
No,
fine.
I don't.
Yeah.
I've done this. I actually did this in World Record, sadly.
Oh.
I died there.
So you throw the gem, and wherever it lands, Sonic is kind of teleported to that.
And you
more
are
or less.
teleported very fast.
It's quite fast, and we're going to be using that to like clip through doors and all sorts of stuff. So this whole level gets really.
This
nice.
is the most broken stage in the run,
Yeah.
and you will see why. So this is the stage that I mentioned. You use part of Shadow section, and you're in Tails section, and Sky Gem, we have it, and
There are dolphins.
there are adults. Yeah, really? I had no idea.
Knuckles, let's hurry.
Yeah, so and again, this is where a lot of like kind of the gym switching comes into play, where going between Sky Gym and Blue Gym and trying to use these different techniques all in one. It's a really nice ending stage, both in the challenge as well as the techniques that you learn throughout the run. It all kind of accumulates here while throwing this big hurdle of the Sky Gym and how you use that at you. And
Exactly. It tests your gem menuing, unlike all
Yeah.
the other stages.
and in general movement as well with the Blue Gym. Like all these tunnels, that movement is very difficult. All those little things that are kind of jutting out between the two, Sonic can collide on. You'll see, it's never really a clean move. It's always kind of like going left and right. It's kind of awkward to
All right,
control.
here's what the Sky Gem can do.
Yeah.
All right, now we out of bounds.
So we're in between these walls. We're gonna throw it over here.
And we teleport to, now we're in Shadow
now
section.
We're in Shadow section.
All
So.
right. And then we can clip through this door, because we can clip through literally every single door with the Sky Gem. Oh,
There
we go. Now we're in Tails' section, and this is the door that unlocks after you switch back to Sonic. Now we're in Sonic section.
Yeah.
Oh boy. The throws. Never mind.
Oh.
But yeah, this is
Oh.
the Sky Gem in a nutshell. There we go.
So pretty convenient.
So
to have.
we're going to show off a little bit more of what the Sky Gym can do after the run, if we have time, and
nice.
along with the box, which I hope you haven't forgot about.
The box.
And the wall. You should do the wall too.
Yeah, that's the Sky Gym thing. But yeah, if you throw the Sky Gym right at a wall, you go right up. And if you throw it really high above you and you're directly under it, you go right up very fast. And I'm going to use that to my advantage later on when we have to climb lots of vertical distances. But pretty much every opportunity where you can Sky Gym, you should, because, it takes across big platforms. And then there's these gate cycles in Aquatic Base. Like back to what Dax was saying with the movement. If you miss the gate cycles, I'm just playing it safe here. If you miss the gate cycles, you get destroyed.
Yeah,
all of the
it's-
robots, they all start firing their rockets. All of the hitboxes hit you. You can't make through gate cycles, and it's just a bad time.
And in general, like once a lot of those particle effects start going on, the game will start to.
Oh, it slows
shove.
down.
The slowdown is
It's
immense,
awful.
and coupled with Sonic's, he moves so fast, but he cannot get up for more than an hour.
Oh my
And
God.
he just lays there for a while. And it just drags. It's very painful, especially. And again, we don't use any in-game timer unless it's doing an IL. So for RTA, it's a pain.
Yeah, I get that question a lot. Do you time out loads? How? No.
I mean, I
I
wish.
wish. That would be
I
sick.
I can send someone recordings and he can do it for me. I mean, if he wants to do that. Oh, there are dolphins over there.
Yeah, oh, there's the dolphins. Okay.
Yeah, sadly this game isn't as easy as just adding up the in-game timers from the levels, just
Yeah.
because there is all the in-between sections.
PC port.
PC port, right.
It'll never happen, but I want it.
So this gate cycle is actually pretty hard, but I think I got it. There we go.
Yeah, you're fine. Nice.
Yep, and this is the end of the stage. All right, so the final boss. All right, the final boss of Sonic 06 is probably the coolest trick in the entire game. So
Don't blink.
I don't even.
Seriously.
We're not going to explain anything. You just got to see this straight up without any sort of explanation and just experience it. It's such a great strat. So yeah, don't blink. Get ready on time as well. It's
This will change
faster
your
than
life.
you think. So this is actually, I think this is the fastest quick kill in the entire Sonic franchise. I'm not sure. Like, faster than the team fights in Sonic Colors. Or Sonic Heroes.
Yeah, potentially.
Not sure. Hopefully I can hit it first try. It's actually harder than it looks. Oh no, it looks pretty hard. Yeah.
Right back at you. I'll finish this here.
We good? Ah, damn. Damn, I missed it. All right.
Right back at you. I'll finish this here.
Here we go. This is what's supposed to happen. And time. There we go.
What was it?
Probably like 101 something. Nice.
That's
Very nice. That's
Very
still
nice,
really good.
Yeah. That was the world record last year. 101.05 exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. Nice.
Solid.
And without that soft lock thing, that would have been a 7-1.
You have it there for a while, yeah.
All right, so I've been teasing the whole box thing for a long time, and might as well reward all of your patience. Do we have time to go back to the main place? Really quick? They say no.
Oh.
Oh. Damn. So I guess is that it? Yes?
Yeah.
YouTube.
It would take like 30 seconds, less than a minute.
Please.
Please. Yeah! Oh, we got it. All right, cool. Fantastic. All right. I'm sorry I put you guys through that. I didn't realize we wouldn't have time. But so I'm going to go load up a save so I can go to the main town. And since the Havoc physics engine is so beautiful, you know what? I'm not even going to explain anything.
Just do it.
Exactly. We have to go into New City because we have to do it on that box, so. Poor loading screen's eating up my precious minute.
Better get this right away.
All right, so we got to go into New City because they have the magic box. The suspense is building. What could this box have in store? Drum roll. Oh boy. Wow, this drum roll.
It's pretty legendary.
All right, so the box is back here, and it's a very unassuming box, but hidden has very magical power. So if we stand on the right spot and spin kick in a specific way, there we go.
There it is.
My planet needs me. So you can do this infinitely and gain infinite height. And we can enter space. Here it goes. Exiting the atmosphere. Escape velocity. And we're out of there. Ascending Earth's gravity. There we go. And that's Sonic 06, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Triple Agent, for the amazing run of Sonic 06, Sonic Story, no MSG. On the stage, we have, we have a $250 donation from Cute and Cuddly 2, which says, can never have enough Doom. Shame it looks like it'll be 3 a.m. here. Oh well, sleep is for the weak. We have a $100 donation from Top Ramens, which says, love SGDQ every year. Shout out to Pluto.